When you pass by reference, it's referring to a mechanism that allows a function to work with the original argument from the function call and not a copy. That's much different than passing by value. In other words, it allows the function to actually access the original variables in main. Remember, the original variables are the arguments in a function call. But when you pass these to a function or a procedure by reference, you're allowing that procedure or function to actually have access and be able to modify the original variables in main, the original arguments. A reference variable is nothing but an alias of another variable. In other words, the parameter that you have in your function header is called a reference variable. How do I know it's a reference variable, that I'm passing by reference, not passing by value? Well, in your prototype, you'll have not only the data type, but you'll have an ampersand following the data type. If you take a look here, here is the call in main, down here, and local var is my argument, and I'm passing local var up to square it, and you can see now the value of local var is being dumped into num, but actually there's an ampersand before the num, which means num is a reference parameter, a reference variable. Actually, num doesn't even exist. Num points back to local var. So whatever I do in this function here to num, whatever I do to num, I'm actually doing to local var back here in main. Let's take a closer look at this. We were working on this program earlier when we were passing by value. Now I'd like to change this program a little bit and create a reference variable. And I'm going to come right down here to the function change me and put an ampersand. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. I'm going to put an ampersand right here. Okay. So now what happens is, in the program, number is assigned 12, and it says number is 12, change me, number. Now I'm passing number to my value, but there's an ampersand before my value, which means my value is really a reference variable, a reference parameter. My value is really number back here in main. So when I say my value is 0 down here in this function, I'm really now changing number up here to 0. So it says now the value is 0, and when I go back in main, now back in main, number is 0. I actually gave this function access to the variable number, the argument number here in main. In a later video, I'm going to share with you the ideas of when you would want to do this. But for right now, we're just going to keep it simple. I'm giving you a simple demonstration of passing by reference.